Okay.
Yes, yes, yes,
Can I go to the next slide?
yes,
Okay. Now, as you know that op-amp is basically an IC, and we learn this IC. We learn this IC. Um, this is an 8-pin IC, right? Right. Okay. And the internal circuitry we will also learn, as I told you. So first learn this IC. This is an 8-pin IC. Different type of IC configuration is there. Different type of IC is there. This is called dual in plastic package. This look like this. Okay. And this is called notch of the IC. Okay. And IC pin numbering is like this. You have to start from this point. This pin number 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Then you have to move from this side to this side. 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. Clear? So this point is called notch of the IC, and pin configuration you should start from A for any IC. This is the convention, and this is true for all ICs. Pin number 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8. Clear? And what are the name of the pins? The pin, okay, the pin number 1 is called offset null pin. We'll discuss this. What is the basically op-amp? So far we have learned that we have seen that 2 input terminals are there. One is called inverting terminal, or negative terminal we denote as a negative sign, because whatever the signal you apply here, it will invert that signal. The polarity will change of that signal. And pin number 3 is the non-inverting input terminal. And pin number 6 is output terminal, that we have already learned about these 3 pins. But any IC, these 2 are for the inputs. And how do I remember these pin numbers? I remember like that. This is a negative. Negative means low, the pin number 2. And positive means higher than 2, that is plus. Yes.
Presentation is not visible.
Yes, sir. Your screen is not visible, sir.
Okay. Let me present. Go to the present mode one second. So whenever you face any difficulty, just let me know immediately, because I don't know why this problem is occurring. Can you see now? Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me choose a pen. Okay. So so whatever we know so far, we know that the pin number 2 is the inverting pin, and pin number 3 is the non-inverting pin. And what is the remembering procedure? I remember like this. This is negative. Negative means lower, and positive means higher. I remember like this. Pin number 3 is more than pin 2, so that's why positive we consider, and this is the negative. And pin number 6 is the output terminal. Okay. Now this is an IC, and this IC has so many circuits, transistors, and if you want to operate these transistors, you have to bias them properly. So you need some bias voltage. So for the biasing, you need a negative voltage, which is considered as I told you, it varies from -5 volt to -35 volt. Okay, in the last class we discussed that. And this positive terminal voltage, if this is -5, this should be +5, and if this is +35, this should be +35 volt. If that is -35, this should be +35 volt. Okay, basically we denote it as -VE. Okay, and pin number 7 is +VCC, because so many transistors are there, and all the transistors collector terminal are coupled here, and we apply a voltage here. That's why this name is come from VCC. Okay, and all the emitter terminals of the transistor are coupled here, and apply some negative voltage. That's why the name is VE. E comes for emitter, and C comes from collector. We'll discuss. We'll be able to see that when we'll be discussing the internal circuitry. So whatever we are discussing, you have to learn all the internal circuitry of the all circuits. Okay. So also again we remember like this. This is the negative voltage, that is pin number 4, and positive voltage pin number 7. Normally we apply, this is minus 15 volt. V is equals to minus 15 volt normally, and plus VCC equals to plus 15 volt for the op-amp 741. Okay, for our laboratory we use 741, and that for the 741 we use this voltage. So this is the IC actually look like. This IC looks like this. There are different manufacturers, IC manufacturers. Clear? So there is, say, Fairchild is one manufacturer, and for their IC they use initials MUA. If this is a 741 IC, then they will use MUA 741. Normally we use MUA 741. Okay, or LM 741. It is made of. It is fabricated by National Semiconductor, so it will be named as LM or LH or LF. Okay. For Motorola, they use initials MC. RCA, they use CA, and Texas Instrument, you use SN. Why I'm telling all these names? Because someday you'll be working on these companies. Okay, so normally for this is a MUA 741. You can see that MUA. Okay, and this is LM 741. Popular ICs we use in our laboratory experiments. These ICs we use, and for these ICs, minus V is the minus 15 volt, and plus VCC equals to plus 15 volt. Is that clear? Can I move to the next slide? Have you copied all the things?
Yes, sir.
No, sir, just 1 minute.
Okay. Be faster. Okay. Okay. So you'll be getting all these things in the book I have sent to you. In the Roychudhuri
Okay, sir.
channel. Okay. So because we have okay. So why the name op-amp? The op-amp name is because it can perform all kind of mathematical operations. It can perform operations, all kind of mathematical operations, and it can perform any amplification of any signal. Okay, and any small signal it can amplify, and it can deal with analog as well as digital signals. Clear? It's a versatile device which can deal with any digital as well as analog signal, and it can perform all mathematical operations. So that's why operational, and it can amplify. That's why the name is amplifier, operational amplifier. Clear? Can I move to the next slide? Okay. Now, what type of operations it can perform? It can perform non-inverting it can perform work as a non-inverting amplifier. Inverting amplifier you have already studied in the basic electronics, I guess. If not, I'll discuss once again, no problem. It can perform addition, it can perform subtraction. So it can perform addition, it can perform subtraction, it can perform integration, it can perform differentiation. Okay, it can perform log, natural log, it can perform anti-log, it can perform multiplication, it can perform divisions, it can perform any kind of mathematical operations. Because if you can perform all these operations, other operations is very easy to perform. And it can amplify any signal which can be AC or DC. It can work as a filter circuit. It can work as an oscillator circuit. Okay, it can create a square wave generation. It can also generate sinusoidal signal. Okay, it can work as a comparator. It can work as a comparator. It can work as a voltage regulator and others. What not? Is there anything not in the list? That's why 70% of the syllabus is full of op-amp. If you learn op-amp, then you can design anything. As I told you, in the microelectronics or VLSI part, also you'll learn the op-amp blocks, and finally you'll be designing op-amp with the help of MOSFETs. So that's why it can perform all mathematical operations or equations, and as it can perform the amplification process also. Okay. And if you can perform log, then you can perform anything, because if the voltages are V1 and your voltage is V2, okay, then after taking log, what will be the output? Say this is the log amplifier. This is a block diagram. We'll design the actual circuit later on. Then this will be V1, ln V1, and this is another log amplifier, and this is log V2. Okay, and if you perform addition operation here, so ln V1 plus ln V2, log A plus log B equals to log AB, right? Can you see my screen? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you follow me? Or are you facing any difficulty? Please let me know.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So if you can perform addition operation, so you'll be getting ln V1 into V2. Then you just perform anti-log operation. So log part will be removed. So it will be a multiplier. Clear? Similarly, similar thing here, but instead of adder, we are using a subtractor circuit. So if you subtract ln A minus ln B equals to what? Ln A by B, right? Then if you perform anti-log operations here, then what will happen? V1 by V2. So basically this is your divider circuit. Division operation can perform this circuit. Clear? Similarly, say I want to design say V to the power 10, then what will happen? I'll take input here, then I'll take the normal log operations, then I'll design an amplifier with gain 10. Then what will happen? So if this is ln V1, gain is 10 means output will be 10 into ln V1. And in the log, you know that this thing will come into the power. So this will be ln V to the power 10. Clear? And then we'll perform the anti-log operation. So you will be getting V to the power 10. Clear? Have you copied the circuit?
So can you explain this one once again? This.
Okay, I will, no problem. Let's erase. So this is V in. So we are taking the normal log. Then what will happen? Log V in 1. Okay, say for any amplifier, if this is the X.
Sir, what about the other terminal?
Oh, this is basically block. We'll design the actual circuit diagram later on. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Don't worry. So if the gain is say A and this is output, so what we can write? Y by X, output by input equals to gain, or we can write Y equals to A into X, right? So here we can write Y equals to A into X, and here we have an amplifier here with gain 10. So this is your A equals to 10. Okay, for this amplifier. So if this is ln V in, then what will be the output? 10 into gain into input that we have just done. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And then what will happen? We know that for the log, this thing will come as a power here. So that we have just written here. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So if this is ln V in to the power 10, and if we have an anti-log amplifier here, okay, then what will happen? Finally, we'll be getting V in to the power 10. We are